Hey, 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 Yassine and Keith and Shannon here again. How are you guys doing today?
How you doing, Yassine?
Doing awesome.
Over in the first part of the series, we talked about, all the signs that there might be a crash or a correction looming. And, we talked about how if you look at the market, if you look at the cycles, the trends, it's all pointing to a near future possible correction or even a crash. And we talked about how wealth is made during crisis, and the greatest transfer of wealth happens in a crisis. However, the question is, how do you immune yourself? How do you make sure that you don't get hit or you don't get negatively impacted by a crash? And more importantly, how do you profit from a crash and position yourself? Because we can all agree that it's going to happen, whether this month, next month, later on this year, maybe next year. We know it's coming. We can't time it. We don't have a magic ball. We're not fortune tellers. But when you look at we're at the top of the market. We're closely getting to the top of the market of where it was in 2008. So we know it's coming. So then we talked about, all right, now that we agree all that there's something's going to happen, a steep correction, or maybe even a crash, how do you immune yourself? We went into the different strategies, investment vehicles that you might get involved in, and why real estate could be the best strategy for you. And then we talked about wholesaling lease options, how wholesaling lease options is the least risky, least expensive. I mean, you don't put any money into it really. All you're risking is your money and time. So if you guys can give us a quick recap of the wholesaling lease option process, and why is it the most appropriate, crash-proof real estate strategy?
I think the first thing to hit is, why is it the most important as a crash-proof strategy? Is because you're not putting any money or credit into this. You're not putting other people's money or credit into this.
You're not guaranteeing.
And you're not guaranteeing anything. You're not taking on any responsibility. Therefore, you're not taking any risk. Right. So anytime there's it's great in a great market to not take any risk and invest your money in credit. But when you think or believe that things are going to turn down, it's even more important to lessen your risk. If you're a risk-taking person, then back off. So what a wholesale lease option is it's simply taking a seller that wants full price for their home, that wants to maximize the equity in their home, that doesn't want to sacrifice it through a regular type of MLS transaction, doesn't want to for sale by owner themselves and take that risk and learn how to really sell a house and understand contracts. It's taking that person and bringing them a near bank qualified buyer that just needs a few months, 9 to 18 months, to get their credit fixed, to buy that seller's house at full price. You get paid for facilitating the transaction, for putting your time and effort and knowledge into it. And all three parties win. It's a win for the seller. They get the highest sales price they can. In fact, they may set the comp in the neighborhood on the sale. A person that wanted to become a homeowner, that didn't know how, that needed some hand-holding to become a homeowner, fulfills the dream of being a homeowner. And you get to not only partake in that just amazing ceremony, if you will, you get paid to witness this.
And you get paid up front.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No. Yeah. Maybe this is one of the few strategies where you're actually making money and you feel good about it because you're helping buyers, right? It might feel icky when you're like, you're trying to lowball sellers. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of nasty things from a lot of sellers when you call them and offer them 50, 60 cents on the dollar. But in this scenario, when you're saying, Mr. Seller, I'm going to get you exactly what you're asking for if the comp support it. Sellers will actually fall in love with you.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so now a lot of people have been asking, this sounds awesome, but how do you go about doing a wholesale lease option? Is it legal in my state? How do I find sellers? How do I find buyers? How do I negotiate with sellers? How do I make my money? And all of that. So I'm glad you're asking, because Keith and Chen and I, we're on a mission to help 1,000 family. Again, I told you guys this is personal to me because it happened to me. So we're on a mission to help 1,000 family get into a lease option house, a rent-to-own house by 2021. And to do that, what Keith and Shannon and I decided to do is we've started a high-end marketing service and a coaching program called Seller Lease Machine, where we're going to take you from, where people are literally paying $10,000 a year to access or more to access that program. So we're putting a live training for the group on how to wholesale lease options. So our members can crash proof themselves. And, we were wondering if you may, want to join us. We're putting the training anyway. We're putting the training for our members and we're doing it anyway. So we were wondering if you'd like to join us maybe. Now, you don't have to pay anything near what the other members have paid us. Actually, you don't have to pay us anything up front. Yeah, that's right. You only pay after you complete the training. And if you don't see that you've gotten 10x more value for your money, send me an email and we won't charge your card. So come join us, attend the live training sessions, use the material to get your first lease option deal from the system. And only after 30 days, once you're 100% convinced that this training will work for you, you pay one-time payment of $4.99. How does that sound?
Wow. I think it would be insane not to join this with us. And it fits with the whole crash proof thing. No risk. It fits with the strategy we're talking about too.
Right. So you literally you pay $0 today. So you can go, somewhere on this page, you'll find a link to where you can sign up today. You pay $0. Come on, join us, attend the live training sessions. If for any reason you don't like Keith's voice, you don't like his slides, for any reason, if you don't find that you've got over 10x value from your investment, right, we won't charge your card. Only after 30 days, after going through all the sessions, only then, if you want to get the recording, you want to stick around with us, do you pay the $4.99. If for any reason after 30 days you found out that, hey, I just don't like Yassine, I don't like his accent, you can send me an email and I'll be happy to refund your money. So now obviously you probably have a lot of questions about, well, how does this work and what are the details? So let me give it to you. So it's a 4-week live training where we're going to give you everything you need to get your first lease option property under contract in 30 days. So we're going to walk you step by step through how to acquire properties. So in week 1, it's all about acquiring properties, how to talk to sellers, put their property under contract, negotiate the terms, what is an ideal property, what is not an ideal property, how to talk to a seller without feeling salesy, right? Or like icky, or without high pressure sales, right? We're going to show you how to have a simple conversation. If they don't have the pain, if they don't have the problem, you can be off the phone in 3 to 5 minutes, right? But if they want to work with you, we're going to show you how to put their property under contract, how to comp the property, price it, how you make your money, and everything in between. Then once now you know how to acquire properties, we're going to walk you through everything you need to know about contracts and paperwork. So that's week 2. Week 2 is all about the rules of engagement. Keith and Shannon have spent, a small fortune on, lawyers and whatnot to proof their contracts and make sure that wherever you go, in whatever state you are, it's always compliant with the boards of realtors or the real estate laws in your state. And of course now you want to pass it by your lawyer to make sure that, okay, everything is good. But I'm using the contracts in multiple markets. We have students in over 50 markets using these contracts. You can take my word for it. Now, of course, again, you still want to pass it by your lawyer, but we're going to walk you through the whole contract. You don't have to pay a lawyer thousands of dollars to get these contracts, put together. So we're going to walk you step by step, all the contracts. There are 4 to 5 different contracts or paperwork that you need to know about, and we're going to give it all to you and walk you through the whole process. Then once you know how to acquire properties, put it under contract, get the paperwork done, we're going to show you how to market and show the properties that you put under contract so that you can sell your contracts in 30 days or less. So, a lot of people, focus too much on the sellers and they forget about the buyers. But you can't have one without the other. You can't make a deal with just a contract. Your banker is not going to take a contract, right? They only understand dollars. So you can't, you can't cash a contract. So that's why in week 3, we're going to walk you through marketing and showing the property so you can sell your contract in 30 days or less. And then in week 4, now you get the buyers coming in and everyone is like putting, offers and whatnot. And you have an overflow of buyers, right? Multiple offers. Well, how do you pick the right tenant buyer? How do you screen them? What do you need to look for? How can you ensure that you set up these tenant buyers for success to make sure that they buy actually the house in 18 months or so, right? A lot of people skip that step, which gets other people into problems, right? We want to make sure that
it gives lease options a bad name. There might be some people on the call that are like, oh, rent to own, lease option, those don't ever work out. And it's that 4th one that a lot of people just don't give the attention that it needs. And it will set you apart with your service. Absolutely. Because we haven't had to market in a long time. We still don't have to. We have referral business. You do good business, you'll get other business coming to you. So that's just didn't mean to take away from.
No. Yeah, Keith, anything to add to that?
No, I just think you're hitting it right on. So
I got excited. I get excited about the contracts because I have a very detailed,
Absolutely. You're the organized among us. You're keeping up. Yeah.
And what drives me nuts is when I see these boilerplate templates, being passed off, and those are not our contracts. They are tested, and they are thorough. So what we provide with folks, it's not this boilerplate stuff that you're like, man. So anyways, it's the weird nerdy stuff that gets me excited.
Thank you for bringing it up. I mean, that's why, when you join us, it's not just about the training, but it's about the tools and the paperwork. So we're covering all the angles. So can you see how this will help you in less than 30 days get a contract? Now you have the training, you have the coaches, you have the paperwork to do a lease option, to get a property under contract in 30 days or less, assuming you're taking action, right? This is not, like a program where okay, buy this program and you get a deal. You got to put effort into it. So you might be wondering, well, you've seen, and Keith and Chan, well, why are you doing this? Sounds too good to be true. So I understand where you're coming from, and we're doing it for a couple of things. First, as you know, we're always expanding into more markets, and I'm always looking to work with people. So some people out there, charge more money for their training program than it's worth, right? So since this is our first official lease option training, I want you to be the judge of the value. If you don't get more value for your money, simply let me know and we won't charge your card, right? If go through the whole training, pay $0 today, and only if you see that you found value do you pay for the training and you keep it. And as I mentioned, I'm always looking for more people to work with. So the other reason is I want to be totally transparent about this. I'm looking for more people to work with in markets I'm not yet in. So Keith and Shannon and I have put the Seller Lease Machine program together. It's our VIP, where we send you all the leads and all the coaching, you get all the tools, right? And after attending the training, and if when we prove to you that we got the chops, right? I'd love for us to continue the journey together beyond just this initial training. So I'm being totally transparent here. That hey, you be the judge. If you found that you got what your money's worth, you can keep the training, and it's only for one-time payment of $4.99. Now, if you want to continue the journey with us, and you want to say, Yassine, how can I go from one contract to just like bringing in floods of contracts every single month? Then I'd be happy to have a conversation with you on how we could work in your market together in a closer arrangement. So that's that. So if you're ready to get started, click on the button below, go ahead, lock in your spot, and let's get going. Some of the questions that other questions might be, when does this program start? This program is starting on Tuesday, March 6th. That's when we're going to have our first session together. And once you sign up, you're going to get all the details. We're going to send you all the details. It's going to be live. So we're going to send you the link and everything. So the first session is happening Monday, March 6th. So you have until March 6th to sign up. And join us. So where we can take you from, how you, talk to a seller to cashing your paycheck. Okay. Other questions might be, Yassine, how soon can I start seeing results? My promise to you, first of all, I want to make things clear here, right? I don't know your level of commitment. I don't know your level of experience. So I can't guarantee income. What I can guarantee is I'm going to deliver. Keith and Shannon, they're going to deliver. If you take action and you make at least 30 offers and you don't get one contract, send me an email and I'll refund your money even beyond the 30 days. So you're getting actually two guarantees. The first guarantee, if you don't find that you got your money worth, don't pay for the program. Even after you paid for the program, if you make 30 offers, and you don't get at least one contract, send me an email with the proof, with the contracts that you sent and the number of the sellers that you called and made them an offer, and I'm happy to refund you your money. So again, I can't guarantee the results, the income. What I can guarantee is what I can deliver to you. And I can tell you that in my experience, I've never had someone send 30 offers and never got in a contract. It's hard to fail when you take action and you follow our methodology. Someone might be also wondering, I've been into other programs, how is this different? While a lot of programs out there are focused on how to start a real estate business from A to Z, and they're usually general, they're focused on tools, more on like how to actually make a deal happen. This training is primarily focused on just one thing, and that is talking to sellers and getting their property under contract for a wholesale lease option. And so that you can immune yourself against any crash and even profit from one. So this is not about direct mail. This is not about some software. This is strictly about how to wholesale lease options. That's it. We're super focused on one outcome. We'll be sharing with you a lot of content. However, I'm most looking forward to actually practicing this stuff together. So we'll be doing some role plays together to help you master this methodology, and we'll be answering your questions. So we're not going to leave you behind. So we're going to be there for you as long as you take action. So that's that. Other question is like, Yassine, I'm getting started. Will this work for me? So if you just getting started or you haven't done your first deal yet, chances are there are a lot of gaps in how you talk to sellers and persuade them to do a deal with you. You can have all the leads in the world, you can have all the softwares in the world, but if you don't know how to talk to sellers and structure the deal, all of that is not going to help you, right? So at the end of the day, it's all about talking to sellers and getting their property under contract. So this is absolutely mission critical, and that's going to be a core focus of this training. How do you talk to sellers? Have a simple conversation. We're not going to use any high pressure sales or hardcore or close them, ask for the order 3 times and all of that. Use some psychology to like manipulate them or whatever. It's a simple conversation, just like you would have with a friend. Of course, you lead with questions. There are certain techniques we're going to show you, but it's not manipulative in in any shape or form. We're not going to be able to, manipulate a seller whose lease option is not going to work for them to do a lease option with us. If you know what I mean. There's no NLP, there's no mind tricks going on. If you're someone, you might be wondering, hey, I'm someone who's already, done fix and flips or wholesale deals. How will this help me? Dude, if you're fixing and flipping properties, if you're wholesaling deals, this is a no-brainer for you, because chances are you're throwing away all the low equity sellers or the properties that are not distressed.
Right.
After you go through this training, you'll be able to turn dead leads into 4-figure checks. So this is an absolute no-brainer if you're already doing deals and you're doing fix and flips and traditional wholesale. So another question might be in your mind is, will this work in my market? I've worked with folks right now. And we're working with clients in over 50 markets, all the way from Las Vegas to Jacksonville, Florida, on doing lease options. And I have yet to find a market where this strategy doesn't work. I mean, even in Texas, I'm working with John Jackson, who's in Texas, and they're doing lease option in Texas, where people say, oh, it's illegal, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to the hype, right? Take it from people who do it every single day. Don't listen to the hype. Now, of course, there are nuances, yes, but it flat out works in every single market I've been to. As long as there are sellers with low equity in your market, as long as there are tired landlords in your market, or maybe people who haven't sold their house and now it has expired, lease option is perfect for these type of sellers, okay?
Yes.
You might be wondering, is there a guarantee? As I mentioned, absolutely there's a guarantee. You pay nothing up front. So actually I have 3 guarantees. So the first one is you don't pay anything up front. Pay $0 today, attend the 4 training sessions over the next 30 days. If you don't find that you got value, send me an email and you won't get charged, right? Now, only after days when you have attended all the training, after you've experienced the transformation, after you know without a shadow of doubt that this will help you in locking in lease option deals, do you pay $4.99. Even after that, if for any reason you make 30 offers and you can prove that you've made 30 offers and you don't get at least 1 contract back, send me an email and I'll also refund you. That's how much confident I am that you will get deals from this. You just need to attend the calls, take action, follow Keith and Shannon's instructions, and you will get deals. Is there anything else you guys would like to cover here?
I was just going to say, and we've been doing this for 15 years. Like you have students in all these markets and people working with you. We have students in all across the United States. Most of the states are covered. 15 years, there's almost nothing that can come up that we have not experienced and handled over and over and over. So I just want people to know that are going to join us, and I look forward to working with each one of you, that there is so much collective experience here among the 3 of us, plus other people on the Yassine's team, that you can't fail if you will just put some effort into this.
Well, and I just want to say, we've been collaborating and pulling all this together, and just the energy is so positive and the momentum is going, who knows, it's unlimited. I just have this feeling that March 2018 is going to be a game changer.
Come on, baby.
Us, for you, for everybody who just, catches on. And it's been a long time since we've been this excited. Like I said earlier, I'm fine, working my contracts here in the background or whatever. And just being a part of this community. Our relationship with you is just so energizing, so inspiring. So that's more the. I
couldn't have done it without you. So if you guys have any question, feel free to reach out to me. If you're ready to go, what do you have to lose? $0 you're paying today. Guys, $0. Join, attend. If you don't get value, just send me an email and I won't charge your card. Again, my goal, I'm very transparent. My goal is to work with you long term. I could care less about your $4.99. Honestly, $4.99 is not even tenth of a deal that I do. So I could care less about the $4.99. My goal is more strategic. I want you to join us so we can do deals long term. If you decide that this is a good fit, you'll have the decision to say, Yassine, I want to work with you long term. Or maybe Yassine, hey, I like this training. I want to go about this on my own. Or maybe say, Yassine, you're full bullshit. Give me back my money, which I've never had yet. So I know we're going to deliver. Again, this is a training that we're literally delivering to members who are paying over $10,000 over a year time worth of service and coaching. But you're not paying $10,000. You're paying $0 today and $4.99 after 30 days if you decide that you want to keep the training. I hope that's fair. I think it's fair. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But if you're ready to go, click on the button. Let's get going. Let's do it. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Keith and John.
Thank you. We look forward to having fun with everybody.
Bye-bye.